In this video, we're going to see how to use Kdenlive, which is a free open source video editing software. It is a great alternate to Premiere Pro. If you have used Premiere Pro before, you might have come across it crashing down without any reason. So many people are looking for different alternates to that. In my opinion, Kdenlive is a great alternate to Premiere Pro. There are many different free tools out there, but in my opinion, this is the most suitable one for me because it gives you the basic video editing tools just like Premiere Pro does, and it runs smoothly. It does not crashes like Premiere Pro does. Of course, there are a few exceptions regarding the features which are available in Premiere Pro and not in this one, but for the most part it has all the tools that you need for basic video editing and it gets the job done. So in this video we're going to see how to use this tool to edit videos. In order to install Kdenlive, just go over at Google and type Kdenlive on your browser, and the first link that you have, just click on that. It will take you to the Kdenlive website and you can just click on download. There is a download option over here. Just click on that and download the latest version. You can choose for any platform that you have. For mine it is on Windows, so you can go ahead with the installable. You can also go with standalone if you're on Windows. So once it's installed, because in this video I'm not going to show you how to set that up, it is pretty simple. Just download that, follow the instructions, click on the download file that you downloaded, click on that. It will give you all the instructions to download that and you will have your setup done. So once you set that up, this window will appear which has different options, and you can see it's a clean interface just like but the Premiere Pro software has. So let's see how. So let's get started with this. So first of all, you can see we have our panel over here. There are different options to choose from. Go ahead in the file option, you can go with new, you can open a document, you can save, etc. So if you go over here in the project option, because this is where you can set up your project, you can create set the settings for your project. So click on this and right at the bottom there is project settings. So if you go over at that, it will give you different options to choose from. So if you're editing YouTube videos, I would prefer go over here at the full HD 1080 option, this folder, and select this HD 1080 24 fps. This will give you 1920 by 1080, that 16:9 ratio for YouTube videos. So you can click OK. But if you want a custom file size or project settings, go over here at this icon. It says manage project profiles. If you click on this, it will allow you to edit profiles. So you can create a new profile from this option. Just click on it. It will give you option to set the size, description, frame rate, etc. You can save that and use that. So right now I'm just going to go with this 1080 and 24 fps. Click OK, and let's import a video. So I have a video. I'm going to import this by drag and drop, and once it's inside our main folder panel, it will give you an option to switch to a different profile, but you can just go with the cancel because we don't want any clip to change our setting of our project. So again, click you can drag and drop this in your timeline, and you can see there's a timeline over here. So our timeline is mostly like this. I have just resized this. You can also resize it, and you can see once I've imported the video, there's also a audio file attached to it. It's showing, but there are no waveforms because it does not have a audio. So let's play this and see how it goes. So you can see we have a preview panel over here. Mostly when you set up, there is also a additional panel over here which is just for preview of the clip that you select, but I have just disabled that because I don't need that. You can also disable that by, there will be an option over here, but the preview that you actually need to view what changes you have made, that will appear over here in the project monitor. So the first thing that we can do is select this razor tool, and we can make cuts just like we do in Premiere Pro. So you can see we have made cuts over here, and if we click on this, now this has been detached from the video, and we can just click on delete button and it will be removed. Now let's drag this to, or we can also, what we can do is we can stretch this. This can be stretched, this can be decreased, increased, and you can just drag this and attach it to a different clip, and you can move, this is the timeline, you can move around to see the changes. Okay, so one other thing is that you can move in your timeline by, if you have a mouse, you can just use your scroll option to move around in the timeline. And what you can also do is, if you want to zoom in on your timeline, you can simply select Control Shift on your keyboard and then scroll, and it will make your timeline increase or decrease, so you can make changes, minor changes, small changes. You can also do the same thing with this display panel. If you click on this, or if you just keep your mouse on it and just select, keep pressing Control and Shift and scroll, and it will change the width and height of the video, but this will not affect the project settings. This is just for preview. So I have just selected it so it can fit the whole frame. Okay, so now let's talk about effects. You can see we have effects over here. If you click on that, there are different effects available. So we have rotoscoping over here. We can use rotoscoping. So let's drag and drop our effect over here, and if you click on this clip, you will see that over here our effect appears. So this is our rotoscoping effect over here, and this is also a short timeline where we can add keyframes. So let's just add, and on our main display, our main preview, just select, click on anywhere where you want to make the masking. So I'm just going to randomly click over here, and once you want to complete the whole frame, just right click on the last one, so it will combine all of it together. And you can also change the size of this. Let's just go with this. Okay, so now I'm going to use keyframes. So over here you can see that keyframe are already been made. So what you can do is, let's just delete this keyframe, go over here at the main one, make sure that we are at the main keyframe, and then make changes, otherwise it will add a new keyframe. So let's just say we want to go with this one, and let's move our let's move over here and create a new keyframe from this keyframe option. And now let's decrease or maybe increase the size of our rotoscoping, or our mask, you can say. And if you go back and now you play it, it will give you this effect of moving, but I have just done it roughly. You can make it, you can do it with precision. I'm just doing this just to show you. And there are other things as well. There is a mode, there is a write on clear. Make sure it is at minimum, because this will allow you, if you have another video or another clip in the background, this will have an impact on that. So let's just say I have a image in the background. Let me import that image. Let's just import this one. So I have this image over here, and you can see we can move around in the timeline. And over here we have our image. So what if we want to change the size of this? So once again we will go in the effects option. Now we will select transform. Over here we have this transform option. We can drag it over at our image, and once again we have a panel. So you can also hide your clip that you have, so you can make an edit. Okay, so we have a keyframe over here. Let's just make this at 200. This is the size of our image. We are changing the size of our image. Let's go with 300, and now let's bring this back. So now you will see that our video was shown just like this. Let's click on this video and go over here, and if you go with a right on clear, you will see that it does not change much, but in many cases it does change. So if you don't have your desired effect, make sure to change the alpha operation over here. I'm just going to go with the minimum one. So this is a simple effect that you can do. Okay, so now let's try out another image. I'm going to show you how to use the explore option. Let's bring this image 2 over here. Let's zoom in on this. Now let's add, once again let's add the transform option, and we have our panel over here, effect panel. And let's say that over here we want to increase the size of this, so we want to zoom in. So let's just go with 200, and this is 2000. Let's go with 200. So you can see the keyframe was made over here. You can also delete the keyframe. You can create a keyframe and you can delete a keyframe from the same button. I'm going to go with 200, and if you play this now, you will see that we have zoomed in. One other thing that we can do, if just click on this first keyframe, go over here and select keyframe interpolation and smooth. Do the same thing with the second one, and this will add a smooth zoom in. So you can do this with zoom in, zoom out, whatever you like. Let's go over here and do a zoom out as well. Let's go with 150, add a smooth effect. So you can play around with this. This allows you to move around images, resize images, and so on. So let me just delete this one for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this video. Let me just delete this. And zoom in on this. Okay, so now we have our video. We can do the same thing with video. That was an image that we just did. Okay, so we have different effects over here. You can choose any effect that you want. There's a mirror effect, horizontal, vertical. It gives you different effects. Edge crop, you can play around with it. One other thing that I will show you is these stylize options. This can add glow, emboss, edge glow, charcoal, and then we have this grain, denoiser, motion, fade in, fade out. So this fade in, fade out can also be selected from here. If you zoom in on your timeline, you'll see that there is an option over here just at the edge of our clip. If we drag this will make a fade out effect. As you can see over here, let me just make it bigger. So you can see it adds a fade out effect, and we can do the same thing on the start of the image, the video. and this will add a fade in. This is the fade in, that was the fade out. So this is the same thing as this. This is just a shortcut that I showed you. Then we have a generate Vigente effect. So this will add a Vigente effect. You can change the smoothness, the radius. Then we have a blur effect. So there is a blur over here, but this is a box blur. This blur will add the blur to the whole image. So let's just go over here and select. So you can see there is a blur effect. So make this 0. So now let's see. So there's a small blur effect. You can also do the same thing with the smooth interpolation. So you can see that there are different effects that are being added, and if you want to unsee or maybe hide an effect, you can just click on this. It will hide the effect. This is good if you're editing. Then there's also, you can save the presets from this option, saved effect. There are presets option, and then we also have this color correction, contrast. You can try these out as well. You can also hide all the effects of the video by clicking this. So this is good if you're editing. This will make your preview smoother. And one other thing I wanted to show you was, if you go over here at the project settings, make sure that in the proxy you have enabled the proxy clips, because if you import any video, you can right click on this and select the proxy clip. This will kind of render out the clip so that it plays back more smoothly, but this also depends on the kind of system that you have, and this will show a proxy option over here. So let's play this and see. So it will depend on the system that you have. For me it still lacks a bit, but for that I also have another solution, which is, you can see that there is this blue line over here. If I zoom out, you can see there is this blue line. What we can do is, let's just go over here at the front and click I. This is the input one, and if you go over here at the last option, just right at the last of our clip, and click on O, this will make that blue line fit close to it. So let me just move it so it fits perfectly. Once we've done that, you can click on this start preview render. So what this does is it previews the video, so we can if we can view the edit in the final mode. So once that's done, you can see there is a green line that appears, and now this will run smoothly. As you can see, now it runs smoothly. So this is much better, and it helps you while you're editing. And of course, if you want to export your video, you can simply go over here and select project, render, and select this MP4 and select the selected zone. So this zone that was the blue line that I was talking about, this is the zone. So once you're done with your editing, just make sure that the zone is at the end of your clip, and click on project, render, and don't do the full project thing, just go with the selected zone, and then select render to file. So this will render your video and you will see. So for now I'm just going to remove this. One last thing I would like to add is, you can add audio tracks. So you can add audio tracks over here. You can change the volume of those audio tracks by going over here in the effects option and selecting the volume. Then we have the, you can also fade in and fade out the volume by going over here, selecting this, selecting a keyframe over here, then making the gain at -100 or whatever you want. Let's go with -50. That's also not uh, but you get the point, right? So this is just how you can do audio audio editing, changing the volume, mute, normalize. So this will get you this will help you with the basic editing. If you're doing a basic editing, this will help you a lot. So this was it. This was how you can use Kdenlive. This was just a preview video, just a basic introduction video for this, a free software, open source software, which is, I think, more suitable if you're looking for a free solution. I think as an alternate to Premiere Pro, this is the best free solution on the web right now. So this was it. If you like the video, let me know in the comments. If you want more tutorials on this, let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.